So ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, let's get tonight's redemption promotion underway here at the arena in Bognor with the showdown to be fought in the Quest Novice Heavyweight Division. So ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, please put your hands together and welcome our first fighter into the arena. Making his Quest Boxing League debut, please make some noise for Archie Pearce. And now we welcome his opponent into the arena. Fighting out of the red corner, please make some noise and welcome Rory Jesson. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, our opening bout of the evening. So introducing our first fighter, standing in and boxing out of the blue corner. Tonight representing Hadley Boxing Club in Lee Park, making his Quest Boxing League debut. Please make some noise for Archie Pearce. And his opponent tonight standing across the ring and boxing out of the red corner. Tonight representing Ironman's Boxing in Littlehampton. Please make some noise for Rory Jesson. This novice heavyweight contest will be fought over 3 2-minute rounds. Our timekeeper of the bell, Mr. Peter McCann. Our referee in charge of the action, third man in the ring, Mr. Ken Curtis.
So here we go, first up tonight. We've got Archie Pearce versus Rory Jesson. We're down here in Bognor on the Quest Boxing League, and I'm joined with my co-commentator, usually promoter, Alan Foley.
Man of a different hat tonight, but yeah, great to be back here, Dan. Some fantastic fights that we had on the last show here in the Arena Sports Centre. Looking forward to this one.
Yeah, this one's looking to be an interesting contest. Two debutants, and I say it every single show that we've got debutants on. This is one of those ones where you don't know if they're going to rise to the occasion or fall, but more often than not we see good fights from these guys. These are two heavyweights, not the biggest heavyweights, 5'8" and 6 foot. It's a lovely shot there from Archie Pearce.
Yeah, when I was watching the body language
turn there.
I mean, the body language to start, Rory Jesson in the white shorts and the red gloves. He looked a little bit nervous as he came out for his walk, but straight down to business. Big bombs being thrown there by Archie Pearce.
Yeah, great intensity to this first round, and it's always one of those things when you see the bigger guys going at it like this. Your first thing is you wonder is, are they going to be able to keep this up? Funny you should mention that about Rory Jesson. I went in the change rooms earlier and I said, "Oh, like looking forward to it." Yeah, you nervous? He went, no. I was like, fair enough. But yeah, I agree. As he was coming out, he looked a bit like tense. But it's one of those when it becomes real that you're walking into the ring. That's when the nerves really kick in. He's boxing well, yeah.
He is, and you normally find that with the debutants that that first minute of the first round, it's very frenetic. They're just sort of like throwing punches. They just want to get stuck straight in, but it's calmed down a little bit now. Both of them a little bit more sort of looking to pick their shots. But Archie Pearce on the front foot, out that southpaw stance. And now he's switched back to orthodox.
Yeah, I think they both had similar amount of flurries, maybe with Pearce being the slightly more intense of the two, but he's definitely had the bigger success with his punches.
Yeah, I mean, he looks the more powerful of the two, Pearce. But again, Jesson coming forward.
He doesn't look phased, does he, Jesson?
He doesn't. He looks like one of those fighters that's just going to keep walking forwards. He's taken a few stiff jabs and keeps walking forward. It's not sort of put him off.
There's a compliment for him. Have we got another chopping on our hands here?
Well, there's only one Dave chopping. Good opener there, Dan. I
Yeah,
mean,
we're looking at that one.
Impressed with both of them. I mean, if I'm honest, I think, you know, I'd go Jesson's way purely down to the fact that, you know, he was the more aggressive fighter. He was on the front foot. But then again, sort of, yeah, it's a hard one. I mean, for me, I'd give that first round to Archie Pearce, just sheer aggression and sort of a work rate.
Yeah, I think it was a difficult round to score in the sense that the work rate between the pair of them was both of them done really well with their work rate. I just think that Archie Pearce, a little bit more intensity and a little bit more success with the punches. But I'm impressed by both of them.
Almost 20 seconds. Seconds out, round 2.
It's going to be interesting to see how this one goes, because Rory Jesson, I likened him a little bit to a David Chopping. He looks like he just wants to come forward.
Yeah, like you say, second round. First round we've given to Archie Pearce. It's only 3 2-minute rounds, so always, like we say, Dan, this is a sprint, this is not a marathon, so you've got to start fast, you've got to finish fast, and both of them down to work here. Some good work there from Jesson.
Yeah, I get the impression, and it's sort of what panning out how I thought this second round would, with Pearce a little bit more intense in the start. But I've got a feeling that Jesson might start taking over in this round as the round goes on. He seems like the sort of fighter. He doesn't bound in. He doesn't like bounce around the ring. He doesn't waste any energy. He's literally just coming forward, picking shots, and he actually picks his shots really well.
I mean, you'd almost say he's a little bit pedestrian, but you can see in his eyes he's laser focused in on Archie Pearce, and he just wants to get good shot there, good right hand there from Jesson, and like you say, that was a lovely shot, picked that well, waited for his moment. A little bit of damage under the left eye of Archie Pearce as well.
Yeah, you mentioned that about Jesson being pedestrian. That's something that Pearce, if he's clever enough, if this was a few fights into his career, he'd probably capitalise on. Good work from Pearce. He can probably capitalise on, because with Jesson, he's the sort of fighter that you can just hit and move. But you have to hit and move. There's no point letting him back you up onto the ropes and having a little bit of success. But I still think this is a good wrestler. Lovely shot from Pearce.
Big right hand from Pearce there, and you know you can see and a barrage of punches there from Archie Pearce. Big deep breath there, a bit of a grimace there from Jesson, but he comes back.
He's still coming forward.
Big
great work from Pearce, but you've got to take your hat off to Jesson here.
Bit of blood coming from the nose there of Rory Jesson at the end of that second round. And he goes back to the corner, and you can see he's kind of hanging over the ropes there. He looks tired.
Yeah, a couple of times during that round, you see him take big gulps of air. And you got Pearcey, as he likes to be known, leaning up against the ropes there. How would you have that, Alan?
I mean, I would have to say, I mean, that barrage of punches, I mean, Jesson boxed well in that round, but, I mean, again, if you were looking at moments, passages of the fight that really caught your eye, caught your attention, that 7 or 8 punch combination that Archie Pearce threw, that sort of had Jesson backed up on the ropes there, and he was sort of like looking very, very tired. I mean, that could just clinch it for Archie Pearce, but to be honest, Dan, very, very close.
Yeah, I think, like I said in that round, I thought Jesson was, the way he was going, I thought he was going to start sort of taking over, but it didn't quite materialise. And like you say, Archie Pearce, with that barrage of shots, I think he's definitely got the better of that round.
Yeah, and this is where you're going to find out, you know, how deep they're willing to dig. Both of them are tired. You know, this is where you're going to find out the desire and how much they want to win. You know, forget about the, you know, the silky skills and the whatever you want to call it. This is all about heart and desire when you're tired and you're coming out for the final round and you know you've got to put in a big, strong round.
Archie Pearce switch hitting, but I was also going to mention, before I just see him switch hit, I was going to mention that he's, I said in the last round about, you can hit and move. He's actually approaching this round really well, really well. He's that's a good shot there. He's setting himself up well. He's letting his shots go when he needs to, just like that. And then I expect him to throw a couple of shots and then take a bit of, there you go, take a breather. This is really clever boxing from Archie Pearce.
Yeah, and he's working his levels well. So you saw in that passage of punches that, you know, he was comfortable to go head to body. Good left hook there from Archie Pearce, sort of caught Jesson right on the button here. Jesson's hands are down. He's going to get hurt if he doesn't put those hands up. He's walking forward. His hands are down by his chest. You know, Archie Pearce again. You can see the tired. They're both exhausted now.
Yeah, Jesson for me. If we could say we, if he's, I don't know why I said we. If his corner could inject a little bit of consistency in his punching, I think he would be like another chopping, because he just wants to come forward.
Yeah.
And he's gasping for air, but he's still coming forward trying to win the fight. I think it's out of reach for him at the moment, but I've been really impressed with the pair of them. I think Pearce's boxed
good shot there, nice
really
jab there
well.
from
That's
Jesson.
a lovely shot from Jesson. I think Pearce's boxed a really, really good fight here, and I've been massively impressed by Jesson's desire and heart to win, but hats off to the pair of them. That was a great opener for the show.
Really, really good opener, and so well matched. You know, it's always a difficult one matching two debutants, because you could be a fighter that hasn't had any competitive bouts, as you know, but there can be a gulf in class depending on how long you've been in the ring, the quality of the sparring that you've had. You know, just because you haven't had a fight doesn't mean that you can't fight or don't have experience. So that was a really, really evenly matched fight. And although I think for me Archie Pearce is the comfortable winner, you know, hats off to Rory Jesson, because he played his part in a really competitive bout.
Yeah, I think for me Archie Pearce's round, although the second round was the round where he got that combination off and he probably looked the most impressive, I actually think from a boxing perspective, the third round was his best round. I think he boxed really, really well, and he showed a level of maturity that you don't usually see in a fighter who's 21 and on their debut. Really, really impressive. And again, hats off to Rory Jesson. Come and made that a very difficult night for Pearce, and a very exciting
Ladies
one
and
for us.
gentlemen, distinguished guests, please show your appreciation for both boxers stood here in the ring. But ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards with a unanimous decision. Your winner of the bout in the blue corner, Archie Pearce.
Yeah, like I say, for me, right decision. Great opener to the show here at the arena in Bognor Regis, and congratulations to Archie Pearce.
Yeah, Rory Jesson was visibly disappointed when the announcements read out. I don't know if he actually thought he'd won, but one thing he did do is put on a good performance. He done himself proud there.